guy that has been slept on this entire season, right? I have him top 5 in the MVP conversation, and I think he's going to be on the mission, right? And I also believe that he has the most to prove. Jayson Tatum, my boy Wendy would disagree with me on this, has been disrespected. I've never seen an NBA champion more disrespected than like I saw Jayson Tatum after he won this NBA championship. From the fact of he didn't get the Finals MVP, he didn't get Conference MVP, Conference Finals MVP. He didn't have the R after he won the championship. He was disrespected when he went to the Olympics. Like, everything. He's been criticized and called everything but a child of God instead of respecting what this man has brought to the table. And then people take away from the MVP conversation and they say, you know what? Oh, he has the pieces around him. He's still putting up 28 points a night. He's still giving you 9 rebounds and 6 assists with the personnel. Right? So you look at a guy like Tatum and look at a guy like Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has the pieces, and guess what? His numbers have dropped. He's averaging 24. So when I look at what Jayson Tatum has brought to the table and I look at how he has a chip on his shoulder, he's going to remind the world, especially with Jaylen Brown not being 100% of who the hell he is. I think this is the postseason for him to not only go out there and get another championship, but to go get a Finals MVP and to make sure he remind everybody that when LeBron and Steph leave, y'all better mention my name for us being the next face of the NBA.
I don't know who these people are that Perk keeps talking about disrespecting Jayson Tatum. I don't know anybody who says anything bad about Jayson Tatum. We all agree that Tatum is a top 5 player, probably in the league, top 5, probably MVP prospect, one of the great players in the East. I think he's a good player. I mean, nobody's disrespecting Tatum. Man just got a big old check, and I think he'll be fine. In terms of who is the bigger star come playoff time, obviously I want to say my guy Wardell Stephen Curry from D. Davidson College, but I'm going to go a little bit different here. I'm going to go Luka Dončić and the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka is the biggest wild card in the league right now. This guy took a team to the finals last year, and now you have been traded in the middle of the season, and you have a chance to do that again with that Los Angeles Lakers team. He provides a unique situation for this team. Perk, you can get this analogy. On offense, this man is a dry-aged 14-ounce porterhouse. On defense, the kid is a Lunchable right now, and all of these teams are searching him out one-on-one to try to drive past him. He is being targeted defensively. What Luka Dončić has to do to get this team to a championship is be Luka on offense, but he cannot be a liability on defense, and that is going to be the big how they're going to go and how they're going to perform. Their defense is the key, and Luka cannot be somebody that you can walk through defensively. He has to step up on that side. So he is the hugest wild card and a big star this postseason.
I think that's a big ask from Luka Dončić, seeing what his defenses look like, David, in the postseason. So, yeah, big if. Obviously, they need a lot from him on that end. Like, am I crazy for thinking that the guy who's going to win the MVP in a couple weeks is the biggest star going into the postseason? The guy whose team won big because of him, locked up the 1 seed in April by double digits. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, everybody. We know what he is capable of. Most 20, 30, 40, 50-point games in the NBA this year for a guard. He's going to finish this season shooting over 50% from the floor. That's uncommon. That's not unheard of, but it just doesn't typically happen. And then on top of that, he's going to make one of the all-defensive teams. Like, he is the complete package. And what Oklahoma City has done in building this team around him, I'm so excited to watch the Thunder this year because I don't think they're the incomplete Thunder of years past. They're not the team that you thought, hey, they're really good in certain respects, but they're young. They're inexperienced. The Western Conference semifinals is their ceiling. No, this is a team that's ceiling is the NBA Finals. I think there's 3 teams that can win a championship this year, and only one of them truly coming from the Western Conference, and that's Oklahoma City because of the catalyst, the engine that SGA has been all year. I want to see the guy who's going to be carrying home that. David, I see the look on your face. You look miffed at my idea that
one
team
in the West.
One team in the West. One serious contender in the West right now, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder because of SGA.
There's no other team in the Western Conference. Wait, Perk and Courtney, neither of you believe another team in the Western Conference.
As a serious contender, I give it to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's it. I do like what we were talking about, the Golden State Warriors. Can their ceiling be getting to the Western Conference Finals? As a 6 seed, absolutely. But I think there is one true team in the Western Conference right now that can win a championship.
But what you just did is you're writing off you're presuming Golden State could get to the Western Conference Finals and then writing them off once they're there. How is that possible?
Because I believe in Oklahoma City. Because I believe this version of Oklahoma City, the way that they're built, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, SGA, the whole core around them, they're finally ready for their moment. They weren't last year. They were inexperienced. They've got a core now around the best player in the NBA that I think will take them past. And I do think at some point, you know, we talk about playoff experience, and that's what we were in the rest, and the factor that that's an older Golden State team. Can they win? A lot of people are going to put them in that category. I am not, because I'm taking the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, I mean, I think that the interesting part with Oklahoma City is there is a possibility in a 1-8 matchup they may face either Steph Curry or Kawhi Leonard. In a 1-8, like that is still possible. And I'm not suggesting they're losing. I'm suggesting it is possible. But I asked the question about biggest star going into the playoffs. The biggest star is and always will be LeBron James. And the entire NBA world is around him, and it circles him at all times. But the star power, I think, guys, this has a chance to be a nightmare postseason for LeBron James, and I'll tell you why. What happens if the Warriors somehow win it all? In the LeBron era of the NBA, Steph Curry will have more titles than LeBron James. Think about that for a second. This is the LeBron, for the last 20-plus years, this is the LeBron James era of the NBA, and Steph Curry may have more titles than LeBron. If the Golden State Warriors somehow win it all this year, I have no problem saying I'd rather have Steph Curry's career than LeBron James's career. LeBron will go down as a better player, but in terms of the career, I'd rather have Steph Curry. And oh, by the way, I'm telling you right now, do not write off the LA Clippers. There is not a single series that they will go into where the other team will definitively have a better coach. Ty Lue is phenomenal, and a better player, because Kawhi at his best is as good as anyone else. Oh, by the way, what happens if the Clippers somehow, some way win it all? Then you're talking about Kawhi Leonard, like LeBron James, having 3 titles with different teams. I'm just saying, no doubt, arguably the second greatest player of all time. LeBron era, he may not have the most titles in his own era, and he may not have the crown of titles with different teams. Kawhi could have
Evan, I agree with you. Evan, I agree with you on a few points. I agree with you that if Steph Curry pulls off and wins another NBA championship, you damn right we have to start mentioning him for as being the best to ever do it in the GOAT conversation with Mike and LeBron. I'm with you on that. You're absolutely right about the Los Angeles Clippers. They're actually my sleepers in the Western Conference because of Kawhi Leonard Jordan, because he was the Western Conference Player of the Week last week, because since May the 5th, he's been shooting 55% from the field and 44% from the three, because they have the necessary pieces around him. James Harden been doing a great job at the point guard position. Norman Powell should have been an all-star. Big Zubac averaging a double-double, up for Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best coaches in the game in Ty Lue. But I need to go back to why I agree with Courtney when it comes down to only one team that I really have belief that could actually win the NBA championship, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. And here's why. There's no other team in the Western Conference that could actually match up with the Boston Celtics or the Cleveland Cavaliers if they got to the NBA Finals, because they don't have the depth, right? We saw what Boston did to the Lakers when they went in there, and now look, again, LeBron went out, I get all that, but we saw that the Lakers struggled. They were struggling to get buckets on Sam Hauser. They were struggling to get buckets on Peyton Pritchard. Hell, old man Al Horford was sliding those puppies. So when I look at what the Cavs and how complete the Celtics are, the only team that has the depth and the personnel to match up with those two teams out of the West is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're the only team that I give a shot in the Western Conference to actually take home an NBA championship this year, solely because they match up with those two heavy hitters in the Eastern Conference.
First of all, I'm gonna leave it up to Evan to say.